Welcome everyone. We have the official confirmation now, and this was posted about 7 minutes ago. So there are 3 new official information of the events. The first one is the Ganyu Banner, the second one is the Weapon Banner, and the final one is a Ganyu side story. There are likely going to be more trial events and other events to come, but we're going to focus on the Ganyu Banner. So if you guys remember our predictions, we said Xingqiu is going to come and Xiangling is going to come. We were thinking there could be Nagant and Bidu, but it turns out it's actually Noelle. So it's Noelle, Xingqiu, and also Xiangling for the 4 stars for Ganyu. Well, we were 2 out of 3 correct again. So let's look at the details. Firstly, when is this event or when is Ganyu's banner going to come? It's going to be on the 12th of January, and this is going to be at 6 p.m. China time. So this is likely going to be 9 p.m. for me in Australia time. I might have a countdown for you guys if you guys are interested. So just make sure you adjust the time. This is the China time, and you can see the exclusive characters. And also there's going to be special weapons as well, which we're going through them. So there we go guys. We have the Ganyu banner confirmed, and Ganyu is going to be joining with Xingqiu, Xiangling, and also Noelle. We'll briefly touch on those characters as well as we go. Now coming over to the new weapon banners, I'm sure most of us are quite interested, so there is going to be the Arms Bow and also the Skyward Pride. The Arms Bow, let's have a look over here. I'll try to show you guys the Arms Bow, and in case you guys are wondering what Arms Bow is about, it's actually a special bow that can work very well for Ganyu. So the Arms Bow increase attack percentage as stats, and also increase normal attack and also aim shot damage by 12%. And if enemies are further away, you can increase damage up to 8% with every 0.1 seconds and up to 5 times. So the Arms Bow is like a special bow that increases aim shot, which can be very useful for Ganyu, and it also gives you bonus attack when you are further away from the enemy. The Arms Bow also have a decent base attack, and also attack percentage helps because Ganyu has a really high base attack. Now you might be asking, is the Skyward Harp good or the Arms Bow good? We haven't tested it out, but I think for aim shot, the Arms Bow is definitely going to be the higher damage. But for a consistent critical rate, the Skyward Harp is also not bad. Now there is also the special 5-star Claymore for the Skyward Pride. This one has a secondary stats to increase energy recharge, and this increases all damage dealt, and after the elemental burst or normal charge attack hit, they create a vacuum. So this one is quite interesting. There's a lot of Claymores out there. I still think the Wolf's Greystone is the strongest, and Unforged is okay as well. So this one with energy recharge is optional, and I think characters that need energy recharge can use this one a lot. Now if we have a look at the special 4-star up weapons, we can see the Sacrificial Sword, which can be very good for a lot of characters like Xingqiu and also for Qiqi. The bell is not great, the Dragon's Bay polearm is so-so, the Eye of Perception is actually a decent catalyst, it's one of the above average catalysts, and the Fenris Warbow increases your energy recharge when you critical damage and also give you energy recharge. So out of those 4-star weapons, I think the Sacrificial Sword is one of the best of its kind, followed by that, the Fenris Warbow and also Eye of Perception are not bad. So in terms of those weapons, it's a little hard because this bow only works well with Ganyu. For other characters like Child or other characters that uses the bow, I still think if we're going for the bow, the Skyward Harp may be the better choice. But for Ganyu's case, the charge attack really helps over here. Now let's quickly come over to the 3rd official post about Ganyu's side story. So this particular side story will open at the same time as the banner. You do have to be Adventure level 26 and also have the keys to go for those. You also have to be completing the Icon quest with the new star. And also, we also have to be Adventure level 40 over here. So there's 2 things. After reaching Adventure level 26, you can unlock the keys. You have to be over Adventure level 40 to do the side quest. This side quest is likely to give us at least 60 Primal Gems and sometimes even more. So with all the character side quests, we can get a lot more Primal Gems. We can also test Ganyu out. So if you guys want more testing with Ganyu in the maps instead of just the test runs, you can try this as well. So this is not bad as a special event. Now if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now let's come over and have a look at the rate up 4-star characters. I'm sure most of you have seen Noelle and you have gotten her at least 1 copy from the beginner's banner. Noelle is quite interesting because most of her kit built around defense, and we do have a particular video on the defense of Noelle. She is very powerful with defense, and also while her ultimate is on, her damage will be increased according to her defense. So with her ultimate, she can hit over 6,000, 10,000 damage with an AoE damage as well. So if we're building Noelle for defense, what's going to happen is the level 1 increase her healing. As you go with higher levels, she becomes stronger. The 4th level, with 4th constellation, you have the explosion breastplate. There is a trick that if you switch into different characters, the breastplate will explode, dealing more damage. But the most important one is Constellation 6. So this is one of the reasons to go for the banners with Ganyu, is that if you get Constellation 6 Noelle, she will increase attack by additional of 50% of her defense, and this can be very powerful with an increased direction for enemies that she defeat. So if you look over here, she actually increased attack bonus by 40% of defense, and this one increased by another 50% of defense. So effectively, every point of defense is a point of attack. So she gains from attack and also defense potions, and this is what makes her extremely powerful in the late games with defensive gears. And those artifacts comes more often, as we see in the artifact rates, those comes much more often, like twice as much with HP, defense and attack artifacts, and she can use the defense artifacts very well. Now coming to Xingqiu over here, I'm sure you guys have heard how powerful he is, and if you have seen or if you haven't seen his exploration skill, he gives you a refund of the proportion of material used for crafting for 25% for character talents. So those books can be refunded by 25%. This is already really good for him, and also he's a really consistent character to protect us with his shield, and also with his ultimate, he can debuff enemies with Hydro. Whoever is on the team will have this effect. Now this ultimate carries over to the next character. What that means is Xingqiu can effectively debuff enemy with Hydro all the time whenever he casts his ultimate. And this what it allows us to do is to have Ganyu to debuff enemy with Cryo, and also Xingqiu debuff enemy with Hydro to freeze enemies. So this is one of the combination that can be very powerful. As you go with higher constellations with Xingqiu, what you're going to see is he is going to slowly become a powerful character that can deal damage too. He will lower the enemy's Hydro resistance, and as you go higher level with him, he will increase the sword he has, and this also increases the damage he deals. So when people get him to much higher level after Constellation level 4 and Constellation level 6, he can potentially be a Hydro DPS. And because he's a 4-star, it's much more easy to get him to higher constellations. So let's see how I go. I'm currently with Constellation 4 and Xingqiu, so I might even get him to Constellation 6 and maybe try him as a Hydro DPS. And finally, we have the lovely chef Xiangling. So I'm sure you guys have seen Xiangling before, and you probably have 1 or 2 copies of her from the free Spire Abuse floors level 3. So with Xiangling, very similar to Xingqiu over here, Xiangling's ultimate also allows her to switch into other characters. So you can effectively have the Hydro shield and the sword, you can have Xiangling's tornado around with pyro damage. So keep in mind guys, why Xiangling and Xingqiu are really good for Ganyu is that they can increase her damage dealt with melt synergy and also freeze enemies. So by debuffing enemies with Pyro, with 2 consistent ways, with Gobba and also with her ultimate, Xiangling can do a lot. This melt effect allows Xiangling to do more damage with Ganyu, because with the melt effect we can do 150% more damage if we apply the Cryo after. Because we're trying to do more damage with Ganyu, we're applying the Cryo after. So we apply the Pyro first, then Cryo. And this can go the other way around as well for 200% damage. Now with Xiangling, she reduced the enemy's Pyro resistance and also increased our team's damage with her passive. So she can be an effective support. When you get her to the maximum constellation with Constellation 6, she also increased the entire party's Pyro damage. This can make her really good with the Luke and also Klee or other Pyro characters to come with Hu Tao as well. So this can be potentially also very powerful with her combos. She also extends the Pynoto duration and also increase damage for the team. And Gobba is a pretty consistent way to increase your Pyro damage and debuff enemy with Pyro. So I think she is also really good. Let me know what you guys think about those 4-star characters. We made a quick review, and I'm looking to make a video to compare whether you should roll on Ganyu to roll on our battle, which is about to expire, or wait for Xiao. So I compare Ganyu, our battle, and a Xiao in the next video to come to look on those characters. So let me know what you think about those updates guys. Very excited, and I've been refreshing the page, I finally found it. I'll share this with you guys as soon as I can. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips, and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.